Today is 21st November. Market open with a gap close as low at 3192, down 37 points with increased volume. Now the gap in the process broke the support at 3220, which right now serves as an immediate resistance. The next level support is at 3150. Now after 3 run-ups, which is pretty decent, market actually retraced. This is not unexpected. However, today gap itself has damaged the chart patterns, so we need times to repair. There's a tendency to try to actually close up this gap. It is important to see what happened over the next few days. If the reaction is mild, we may well actually roll over and move downwards. In this case, it's better to change tack to take short position. This is the weekly charts. If you notice, on a longer term, we are stuck in the trend range. After 3 weeks of run up, followed by 2 weeks of pullback, and of course, this week reversal bars are more threatening, but it's not something unusual. We have seen that in the past as well. So going forwards, it becomes quite tricky. We should actually observe what happened over the next few sessions. If the throwback is weak, markets may actually roll over. Now let's take a look at the strong stocks. This is AM. Mentioned in the previous video, we prefer if the stocks to trade sideways to absorb the recent gain. There was a momentary break here followed by a pullback. Technically there's a setup, a small deeper setup. However, with the market jittery and the fact that it's near the resistance level, so it's better for the stocks to actually consolidate sideways before it break on the upside. It's quite similar for High P. Yesterday it did not close well after a gap up, and today traded a doji with lower volume, but because it's actually approaching this resistance level, so it's perhaps better for this to be taken up before we actually look for setups to go long. Now UMS appeared to be slightly better. If we take a look at UMS, we managed to clear this high much, alright, as well as this resistance level here, and now experiencing a pullback. Today managed to reject the lows. This is a small deeper setup. Look for a break above the high of 95 cents. Now we also been discussed Franken in the previous videos. Very nice run up, to be expected after this extension bars to pullback. So far the pullback accompanied low volume. However, yesterday bars is pretty deep. If the stock can trade sideways, that will be generally healthy, and like to see take out this high here of 945. Let's take a look at the bank stocks. This is DBS. A very huge gap today. Now here we have very nice run up at the resistance level. It began to actually trade sideways. This is ex-dividend, it actually trade positive. However, this yesterday reversal bar has negated this upward move, and today gap has damaged the charts, now trading below 1326 SMA. There's a tendency to try to actually close this gap, so I'd like to see how it actually attempt to close. If the reaction is mild, generally it may actually roll over, and we can identify setup to short the stocks. Likewise for UOB, generally very deep corrections with a gap. Again, look for a throwback quite similar to this, and we can look for opportunity to short the stocks. By which time, if you actually fail, the moving average will roll over. OCBC appeared to be slightly stronger than the other two bank stocks, but nevertheless today also has a wide range reversal bar. If you notice over here, it generally trade bull bar. Okay, today reversal bar accompany a higher volume. Again, we'd like to see how it actually turn out on the next few sessions. If the reaction is weak, it may well roll over. We see similar move in properties. This is CDL. After a nice run up, we're stuck in the trading range. It's generally okay. Today we have a reversal bars with a tail with increased volume. So breaking this low will be negative. This low here is at 1046. Now you notice it's not trending at this moment. Basically it's just sideways move with a bit of downward bias. UOL, This stock actually has a triangle consolidation breakouts, and there was an attempt to actually test this with this bottoming tail. Notice it actually reject and throw upwards. However, the last 2 days, again, this is generally market jittery, began to actually pull back just like other big cap stocks. You may well start in the trading range. Now, however, if you start in the trading range, that will be generally positive. We just have to patiently wait for it to complete consolidations before it break on the upside. SI Engineering, slightly stronger than the other big cap stocks, but it's approaching this resistance. As mentioned in the previous video, is 289. It's a high volume resistance. In fact, there was an attempt to actually test this, followed by pullback. Generally, pullback is actually healthy, low volume. However, if you break this resistance, we will need to see an increase in volume to take out the resistance decisively.